Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're reading from the 6th canto, chapter 4. Which text is it? Which text? 18. Yata sasaja bhutani dakshaha duhitri vatsalaha ritasa manasa cha eva tat mama avahita shrinu yata sasaja bhutani daksho duhitri vatsalaha ritasa manasa chaiva tanmama vahita shinu yata sasaja bhutani daksho duhitri vatsalaha ritasa manasa chaiva tanmama vahita shinu yata sasaja bhutani daksho duhitri vatsalaha ritasa manasa chaiva tanmama vahita shinu Dakshuruhiti vatsalaha tanmama vahita yatha as. Is it loud enough? Mic? Yeah. Sasaja created bhutani the living entities dakshaha daksha duhitri vatsalaha who is very affectionate to his daughters ritasa by semen manasa by the mind cha also eva indeed tat that mama from me avahitaha being attentive. Shrino, please hear. Translation. Shukadeva Goswami continued, please hear from me with great attention how Prajapati Daksha, who was very affectionate to his daughters, created different types of living entities through his semen and through his mind. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Purport. The word Tuhitri Vatsalaha indicates that all the Prajas were born from Daksha's daughters. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that apparently Daksha had no son. We read a few verses because the purport is very short. Text 19. With his mind, Prajapati Daksha first created all kinds of demigods, demons, human beings, birds, beasts, aquatics, and so on. There's no purport. We go to text 20. Translation. But when Prajapati Daksha saw that he was not properly generating all kinds of living entities, he approached a mountain near the Vindhya mountain range, and there he executed very difficult austerities. No purport. Text 21. Near that mountain was a very holy place named Agamashana. There Prajapati Daksha executed ritualistic ceremonies and satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, by engaging in great austerities to please him. Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Shakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Sva Vadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. No translation needed? There's translation? Ah, okay. So in these verses it is explained that Prajapati Daksha performed severe austerities in order to be able to generate so many different living entities in this universe. Similarly, Lord Brahma also performed austerities. We find this described in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And there are many other stories of great personalities who performed severe austerities in order to be able to accomplish difficult tasks and, of course, finally to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Also in the Bhagavad Gita, in one chapter, Srila Prabhupada explains that without austerity, without tapasya, tapa, the tapasya means to voluntarily accept inconveniences in order to accomplish a certain goal. Even in ordinary life also, people have to perform austerities in order to be successful. If you want to learn a particular instrument to play, What instruments do we have? Piano, for instance. You cannot just sit down and play. You have to study. That's austerity. Nobody likes to study. You just want to play. But not possible. You have to learn, you have to practice, you have to learn, you have to practice, and eventually by that austerity, inconvenience, to practice, to study, to learn, then you become successful. Or any other difficult task. You want to be the boss of a great firm, company, you have to undergo austerity. You want to earn a lot of money, you have to undergo austerity. Practice, practice, practice. The Srila Prabhupada used to say, I remember when we went on Harinam in the early days, my home country is Germany. Germany, the Germans, they like everything very particular, in time, clean. And so when we went on Harinam, chanting Hare Krishna on the street, some of us didn't know how to sing properly. And we wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada that, Srila Prabhupada, how can we sing on the street if we don't know properly how to sing? And Srila Prabhupada just replied, by practice you become perfect. Myself also, when I came to Krishna consciousness, I didn't know how to sing. You know, I was one of these people who sang completely out of tune. And all the other devotees, they turned around, they looked at me, you know, why are you singing so wrong? But now I'm leading kirtans. How is that possible? From singing completely out of tune, being able to lead wonderful kirtans, bhajans, by practice, 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 austerity. Parvati, we also have the beautiful story of Parvati. She wanted to get Lord Shiva as her husband. And Narada Muni told her that you have to practice austerities because Lord Shiva can only be pleased by austerities. And this is what she did. She went to the Gauri-Skikara, certain mountain range in the Himalayan mountains, and she practiced such severe austerities. Winter time she was meditating underneath the water. In the summertime she was sitting on a hot earth, hot ground, meditating, practicing severe austerities. So much so that even the principal demigods, great sages, rishis, they all went there to observe her severe austerities. And they concluded nobody ever practiced such austerity before. Then of course Lord Shiva, he was very pleased, but he wanted to test her. You know the story. And he transformed himself into an old sage, went there. And as she received the sage, worshipped him with flowers, incense. And then this sage, Lord Shiva in the form of an old sage, told her, no, why are you performing these severe austerities? For what? What do you want to accomplish? What is your desire? And then she revealed her mind. I want to have Lord Shiva as my husband. And then he told her, you seem to be not very intelligent. Why you want to exchange sandalwood with mud? Why you want to drink the water from a tap if there's Ganges water available? Don't you know that Lord Shiva, he does not even have a proper home? He has no proper clothes to wear. He's always decorating himself with the snakes. He has 5 heads and 3 eyes. Not very intelligent. Wanting to marry such a husband, such a person. And also his parents are unknown. I think that's a big problem in India, especially in India. Someone asks, who are your parents? I don't know. Not very good. And this invoked the anger of Parvati. And she told the sage, it seems that you are not very intelligent. Don't you know who Lord Shiva is? He is so powerful, everything is under his control. Why you speak like this? If you continue offending Lord Shiva, I will walk away. And she just wanted to leave. Memories of household life. No, now I have to reject. Think of Krishna, think of Krishna. Mind becomes always disturbed again and again with these old memories. But no, now I have to learn how to focus my mind on Krishna. This is austerity. And they are separating more and more. And the wife takes shelter in a widow ashram. And the husband, he takes sannyas. Next higher ashram, sannyas. So much austerity is there. Always traveling, traveling, traveling. When I was young, I thought the sannyas life is very enjoyable, very nice. Always traveling, going to different places. But now I think a little bit different. When you get older, it becomes austere. You want to relax a little bit? No. Next city, next place, come on, go. Traditionally, sannyas should only remain as long as it is needed to milk a cow, not longer. He would go somewhere, they were milking the cow, he drank the milk, gone. That's sannyas life. Not settle, feel comfortable, big plate full of prasad and big belly. This is not sannyas life. Sannyas life means to eat little, just to keep soul, body together. They should not fall apart. You have to eat something. And then immediately next place, next place. Otherwise, relationships begin to develop. He becomes entangled. And there will be friends, there will be enemies, someone likes you, someone hates you. This is not meant for sannyas. He is supposed to be socially dead, sannyasi. Socially dead. Then he can fix his mind peacefully on Krishna. No friends, no enemies. Then the mind becomes peaceful. Similarly, the brahmanas, they have to perform austerities. The kshatriyas, kings, so much austerity, they always have to give in charity, the kings. They cannot become attached either. They rule the kingdom on behalf of the Lord, of Krishna. The kshatriyas should not think this is my kingdom, my palace. No. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. I'm just occupying for some time the palace, my position to rule. But ultimately everything belongs to Krishna. Sometimes the kings, they were ready to give their entire kingdom to a sage. Sometimes they were testing the king. When the king was asking for any desire, my dear Brahmana, you have any desire? Yes, I want your entire kingdom. They were on the spot ready to give. So renounced. Although kings, still renounced. And we have the example of the Raja Rishis. They were kings, but at the same time they were also great, great sages. Renounced, detached. Vaishyas, they also have to give tax, another austerity. You earn so much money, so much wealth, you have to give tax, you have to give away. Hare Krishna. Nobody likes that, but you have to do. You have to renounce, give away, that's austerity. And the sutras, Hare Krishna. And the sutras also, they have to perform menial services for all the other varnas. That's certainly austerity. Always ready to perform your menial service. So why this austerity? Krishna consciousness also, one time Srila Prabhupada mentioned that previously people had to practice so much austerity, but in this Kali Yuga it becomes too difficult. Like the yoga system, Ashtanga yoga system also, so much austerity. The yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadho, ashtavangani, all these 8 parts of the Ashtanga yoga system filled with austerities. Why so much austerity? The Srila Prabhupada mentioned that in our Krishna consciousness there's not much austerity. You're chanting Hare Krishna, that is not austerity. Japa, a little bit austerity. One time Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wrote in one letter to one disciple that the kirtan is very enjoyable, kirtan is bliss, but the japa is austerity. And that we can see sometimes, that when the young boys chanting japa, they always fall asleep. It's austerity. It requires concentration, discipline, because the mind always wants to go to sleep. But the kirtan, that is more enjoyable. Loud kirtans, then you can dance, and very, very nice. The only austerity we really have to practice are these 4 rules and regulations. There's a no illicit sex. That is certainly austerity. Almost impossible. There's no illicit sex. Great austerity. No meat eating, this killing animals, eating the meat. No. Cannot do. Intoxication, gambling. To follow this strictly, it is certainly austerity. But austerity is always meant for our benefit. We should never forget this. Just like I mentioned before, in material life, you have to practice austerity to accomplish something, to become successful. It is for benefit. You have to go to school, university. It is for your benefit. Similarly, to follow these 4 rules and regulations, it is austerity, yes, but it is simply meant for our own benefit. Otherwise, it will be impossible to make proper spiritual progress, advancement. Without following these austerities, we cannot make spiritual advancement. We might be able to imagine so many things in our mind, but reality looks different. I might imagine in my mind that Krishna is my child, but reality is a little bit different. I can imagine so many things, but if I really, truly want to make spiritual progress, I must follow these rules and regulations. Now, one time, I remember one devotee raised the question, where are these 4 rules and regulations mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam? Yes, there's one verse, Abhyatitas tada tasmai sthanani kalaye dado dyuti panam striya suna. Here we have dyuti panam suna striya. The duty, gambling. Dyuti panam, intoxication. Dyuti panam striya, illicit sex. What was it for? Dyuti panam striya suna. And suna means killing animals, eating the meat of animals. It's mentioned right there in that verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. It was spoken by Shukadeva Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit, related to the story of Kali. Because Kali, he had no place to go, because these sinful activities were not allowed in the kingdom of Parikshit Maharaj. And then he told him, okay, you can take shelter in a place where these activities, sinful activities, he mentioned, where these are performed, you can take shelter. But then of course he mentioned that, but in your kingdom these sinful activities are not being performed. Where shall I go? Go to a place where there's gold, store, where people keep gold. Then you can go there. Because gold, that's the beginning. That's the beginning, attachment to gold, to wealth. Now that gives rise to these sinful activities. In order to get the gold, you have to perform some sinful activity. Anyway, this is all described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So these 4 sinful activities are described in that verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Wherever these 4 sinful activities are being performed, this is where Kali, the personified age of Kali, resides. We immediately, when we perform these sinful activities, we become influenced instantly by Kali. And we will not be able to perform properly Bhakti, devotional service, Krishna consciousness. So I think we can stop at this point. Are there any questions or comments? Anybody has some question?
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for your wonderful class. So we hear this philosophy time and time again, and we tend to forget all this, because I personally feel that there is a lot of passion.
Passion?
Yes. So how we can overcome, mode of passion?
How to overcome the mode of passion? By cultivating the mode of goodness. Simple. If we cultivate the mode of passion, how can I get rid of passion? I have to cultivate the mode of goodness. This is what we do. The getting up early in the morning, that's in the mode of goodness. I remember when I was staying in one flat, one apartment in Mumbai for 1 week. So I naturally we get up early in the morning, 3:30 I get up, sometimes 3, and I chant my rounds, and I looked out of the window, and the opposite building, huge building, till something like 7 or 7:15, not even one light of all the windows went on. Everybody's sleeping till 7. That's the mode of ignorance, what to speak of passion. Getting up early in the morning, that's in the mode of goodness. Then Krishna Katha, hearing about Krishna, that's transcendental. And of prasadam, vegetarian, that's in the mode of goodness. There's so many activities. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna explains that everything in this material creation, everything is influenced by the 3 modes of material nature, everything. The different living bodies are existing in goodness, in passion, and ignorance. All the activities we perform are either in goodness, passion, or ignorance. The thoughts we have in the 3 modes of nature, desires we have in the 3 modes of nature, even Shraddha, faith, religious faith also, either in the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. Ignorance means that people, they accept irreligion as religion, and they think religion is irreligion. That's in the mode of ignorance. So how to get rid, how to transcend the mode of passion? We have to consciously and actively cultivate the mode of goodness. Then when we become situated, fixed, stitam sattvi prasidati, when we become fixed in the mode of goodness, prasidati, we become satisfied, happy. Mode of passion, we're never happy. never satisfied. The activity I perform in mode of passion, always desire is there to do something else. Place I'm reciting, I want to go somewhere else. Relationship, I want to have another relationship. That's the mode of passion. Always something else, never satisfied. Stitam sattve prasidati. When we become situated, fixed in the mode of goodness, we become happy, satisfied. But of course, that is not sufficient. Because even the mode of goodness in this material world, there's always a tendency at one point that the mode of goodness becomes overpowered by passion. And then again, overpowered by ignorance. It's a continuous cycle. We even have to transcend the mode of goodness. And that is Krishna consciousness. In Krishna consciousness, the mode of goodness is contained, it's automatically there. But we go even beyond the mode of goodness, on the transcendental platform. Then there's no chance for the lower modes to affect the consciousness of a Krishna conscious person. There's no chance. Any other thoughts?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj Dandavat. Hare Krishna Maharaj
Try to speak slow.
Dandavat Pranam. Thanks for your nice class. You mentioned for every achievement, great achievement, we need to undergo. Yes. For each achievement, you mentioned.
For each
achievement,
yeah.
We need to undergo austerities.
Yes.
For good result. And you also mentioned in Krishna conscious austerities means following the regulative principles strictly. But I want to, would you kindly please enliven us today's Govardhan Puja? If you, today's Govardhan Puja, so would you kindly enliven us about the pastimes of Govardhan?
No, everybody knows the pastime. Govardhan Puja. No, everybody knows the pastime. Govardhan Puja, I don't want to tell the whole story now. We will sit here till lunchtime. Everybody knows the story of Govardhan Puja. Such a wonderful story. The Srila Prabhupada always used that incident of Lord Krishna lifting the Govardhan hill with the left pinky of his left hand as an example that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody else can do that. Small child lifting a large hill with the left hand on the pinky, not possible. That's the proof that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah, that's the very good point, because Lord Indra, he became proud. That's the whole point of the story. He became proud. And Lord Krishna, he's so expert in cutting down the pride of his devotees. He's very expert in that. So Lord Indra, he experienced that cutting down of pride by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because Lord Indra, he tried in so many different ways to devastate Vrindavan with water. And he did not expect a small boy to lift that Govardhan hill. Then again he was testing so many different ways. And Krishna again, he demonstrated the supremacy of the Supreme Lord in so many different ways. And then finally, Indra, he surrendered to Krishna. So the point is pride. That's also the danger of practicing austerity. When we do not practice austerity in Krishna consciousness, then the danger is pride. Naturally, because by practicing austerity, I accomplish so many different things. I become expert in so many different things. Siddhis also. It's another point of austerity. One develops siddhi, powers, either mystic powers or material powers. And then one becomes pride. See, I'm so expert. I'm so skilled. I possess the ability to perform austerities which others cannot do. One becomes proud. That's the danger. That's why we must practice austerity in Krishna consciousness, always remembering that Krishna, He is the supreme powerful. All the qualities exist in Lord Krishna, in perfection, in fullness. We always have to remember that. Doesn't matter what power I might possess, in comparison to Krishna, it is nothing. Zero in comparison to Krishna. But if engaged in Krishna's service, then it becomes wonderful. Any small quality we might possess, in Krishna's service it becomes glorious, wonderful. So that's the example we can take from the Govardhan puja, Govardhan story, that Lord Indra, he became proud of his qualities. Lord Indra is very powerful. We should never disrespect the demigods. So sometimes we speak like this, but simply to show that Lord Krishna is the supreme powerful. But we should never ever disrespect the demigods because they are very powerful. If they want to place some obstacle on the path of a devotee, they are very powerful. They can do so. So we always offer our greatest respects to the demigods. But at the same time, a Vaishnava is not so foolish to think that each demigod is a god. Another god, another god. Pantheism, no. There's only one. One supreme personality of Godhead, and that is Lord Krishna. So we respect the demigods, but we do not mistake the demigods to be God. No. So I would like to stop here and let us do some wonderful celebration today. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Sri Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav Swami Maharaj ki, Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande.